Hi, Holly here. Today, I want to talk to you about a really important topic that has, quite frankly, been weighing on my mind. And I just need to get this off my chest and share it with you because it's something that I see so many people getting caught up in. And this is the idea that our success is actually holding us back from our dreams. Now, that might sound crazy. That might sound like, what is she going on about? But what I'm referring to here is something that I call the success paradox. And what can happen all too often, especially when we are driven and ambitious and high achievers by nature, is that we get caught up in the busyness of being successful. We get caught up in ticking all the boxes, accomplishing things, being productive, achieving things, getting stuff done. But we're not actually creating any time and space for our dreams. The dreams that ultimately we know are going to give us more happiness, more fulfillment, more personal meaning and satisfaction. And so many people I meet are caught up in work that they're good at, they're even great at, and they're successful at. And they've ticked all the boxes to get to where they are today in their careers. And other people see them as a raging success. You know, their friends and family tell them, oh, wow, you know, you do such a great job. Their bosses, their managers, their co-workers. And so they're getting all this feedback about what a great job they're doing. And maybe it's even work that, you know, they can do with their eyes closed. But ultimately, deep down, there's that sense that there must be something more than this, you know, and maybe that resonates with you. There's great things happening. There's great things we've accomplished in our careers to date. You know, we got all the qualifications. We followed all the right steps. We've achieved some impressive milestones. And yet, there's that voice inside our head, that niggling feeling, asking ourselves, is this really it? And if we are honest with ourselves and put our hand on our heart, it may be scary to admit that we know deep down, we know that there is more. We know that we were meant for more. And we know that we have so much more to give, to contribute, to share. We know that there was a bigger impact we were meant to create in the world. And what's happening is that we are doing such a good job in our perfectly good job that we are filling our days with successes. We're filling our days with stuff that is ultimately holding us back from really connecting to our true sense of purpose and really allowing us to work towards achieving and realizing those dreams that we know we were ultimately meant for. So what do we do about this? You know, it really does take courage to consider that we might want to make changes. And what we got caught up in is that it's actually far harder to make changes when things are going well. It's so much easier to make changes when nothing's going well or we're miserable and unhappy and we've hit rock bottom. That's a no-brainer to make changes. But are we prepared to walk away from our success, from our short-term success, that sense of instant gratification that we love, and that sense of accomplishment and ticking things off the list? Are we prepared to walk away from short-term success for longer-term happiness and fulfillment? This is the question you have to ask yourself, and only you can answer this. And I think a lot of the time we kid ourselves that I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, I don't really know what my passion is. And I have so many people come to me in my coaching programs and tell me, Holly, I don't know what my passion is. I don't know what the work is that I'm supposed to be doing. And usually just one conversation later, we have got straight into exactly what that passion is. And if we can admit it to ourselves, most of us do know already what we would be doing if we felt it was only up to us. And I think a lot of us are kind of waiting for permission. We're waiting for permission to change course. We're waiting for someone else's validation or blessing. We're waiting for a moment in life where we can finally press pause and take that all-important step back to review and reflect. But let me tell you this, no one is going to give you that permission. You have to give yourself that permission. We need to allow ourselves the time to actually think about what we want to be doing differently. It's not something we can answer in the 5 minutes that we have in between meetings and emails and lunches and socializing and commuting or whatever else we're filling our days with. We need to actually allow ourselves some time to work through that. And for most of us who are used to kind of getting results, day in, day out, it's challenging to pursue something that feels more unknown or more uncertain, or is going to require us to make changes which can feel scary. But it's not going to happen overnight, in the sense that, if we're hoping that one day, someday, when such and such and such is in place, we're just going to have all the answers miraculously fall into our lap. The blueprint of here's all the steps to follow and achieve your dream and actually be as happy and fulfilled as you could be. That's not going to happen. We do need to make this a non-negotiable in terms of our own exploration of what those dreams are, and ultimately find a way to make them happen. That's going to require us to deprioritize something else in our lives right now. It's going to require us to potentially not be a superwoman in absolutely every single area of our lives as we're used to being. And we, and only we, can weigh up if that's worth it for ourselves. And if you find yourself in a situation where you're saying, well, I don't know what it is I'm supposed to be doing, really, when is the last time you asked yourselves those all-important questions? Honestly, because I find that we're so quick to be chasing for the answers and searching for the right answers of what I'm supposed to be doing, but we're not really, truly asking ourselves the right questions. And I had this fascinating conversation recently with a group of colleagues, and we were all having dinner, and we were having this amazing conversation about what would you be doing in your career if you weren't doing this? What is the work that you would choose if you weren't doing the role you're doing today? And these are all highly successful people, successful on paper, working in a big global organization. And we went around the table, and every single person in a heartbeat could describe what work they would be doing, the work that they ultimately know is their calling and that they gravitate towards and they're passionate about. And no one had a shadow of a doubt in describing that. We had people who said, I'd love to be a scuba diver instructor. I'd love to be a teacher or a charity worker. I'd love to be a novelist. I would create musicals because I have a passion for dance and theatre and the arts. And it was incredible to see everyone literally light up around the table as they described their dreams. But what got in the way and what came up as getting in the way is that, there's no time for that. There's no time to think about that. Right now is not the right time. I've got a busy schedule. I'm busy with this work and doing this thing and filling my day with being a high achiever and being accomplished and getting things done and being successful. And we will never have the time unless we make the time, unless we decide that our dreams are a non-negotiable. And we can continue in this perfectly good job we're doing today, and we can continue to be successful on paper and get that sense of achievement and accomplishment that we're experiencing today. And if that is enough for you, then please carry on. And equally, if you already feel you are working within your true passion area and you do feel lit up every day that you go to work, then fabulous, keep doing what you're doing as well. But if you know there's that niggling feeling that something is missing, then we really do need to have the courage to face up to those dreams and recognize that other things may need to take a back seat if we do truly want to connect to that sense of purpose and make our dreams happen. And as I said, no one else is going to do that for us. And it's just so important to ask yourself, what would you be doing if you weren't so busy? What would you be doing if you weren't focusing on being a success in this area as you are today? And what I find time after time, and with so many of my clients, is that they are pursuing a certain path that they do ultimately know in their heart, in their gut, intuitively, is not the road for them. It's not the direction that excites and inspires them. But other people are constantly telling them how great they are at it and how much potential they have and what a successful career they can have in this organization. And what happens is they don't want to make changes for fear of letting others down, or for fear of what others may think. You know, is she crazy to walk away from something when she's doing so well? What's with that? Let's face it, we all worry about what others think from time to time, and we struggle with perceptions of others. But if that is you, if you're caught up knowing that there is more for you, but you're worried about letting others down or worried about what other people think, then you need to recognize right now you are currently committing your time, your precious time, your energy, your headspace to pursuing someone else's version of success and someone else's dream in terms of their career, because you know it's not your own. And the only version of success that matters is your own personal one. But as I said, it takes courage to really grasp that with both hands and find a way to make it happen. And of course, it can be difficult to walk away from things. I've worked with people who have been successful lawyers for 20 years, you know, a glittering career on paper, but they knew that it wasn't what they were ultimately called to do in the world. It wasn't really ever going to allow them to unlock their true potential and realize their true dreams. I've worked with someone who walked away from a 30-year career, and she came to me and said, I don't know what my passion is. But really, it was just being courageous enough to admit to what that passion is. Because when we do that, we need to do something with it. And it's ultimately not enough to know what we want. It's not enough to know what our dreams are. We must make that conscious choice that our dreams are non-negotiable. And we must make a conscious choice that it's okay to press pause on being the superwoman, the successful high achiever in all areas for a time being, while we shift and realign to connecting to what those dreams are. Because only then are we really going to have the impact and the meaningful success that we all deserve to have. So if this is resonating with you and you want some help to get started, you're thinking to yourself, where on earth do I start with all of this? I have a free resource for you. You can download my Career Success Kit, and that gives you the 7 simple steps. It's a framework that I used for myself personally. It was born out of my own personal learning journey and career transformation. And these are the exact steps I took to be able to create a career of my design. And I've also put in there my blueprint to help you get clarity around what your purposeful action steps need to be. So you can have all of that as a free resource, my gift to you, to help you get clear on what it is that lights you up, what career success by design means to you personally, so that you can also make that a reality and find a way to make it happen. So click on the link, and can't wait to hear what you think about it.